Hello, friends. So, from today, I'll start a new series which is about the house lords. The first house lord, the second house lord, the third house lord. I'll start from the first house lord and then I'll move till the 12th house lord. So, I will be talking about how do they behave in different positions, right? So, how will a seventh house lord behave if it is in the 12th house? How will a fifth house lord behave if it is in the 11th house? Or, for that matter, how will a eighth house lord behave if it is in the first house? So all those things will be covered. So I'll start with the Ascendant Lord today. Maybe in the next video I'll talk about the second house Lord, and I'll continue that till the 12th house Lord. So today we will start with the Ascendant Lord. Now Ascendant, as you were aware, is when you are born, that particular sign that is rising from the east is your ascendant. So for me, my ascendant can be Cancer, whereas your ascendant can be a Leo ascendant. Because while you were born, Leo was rising from the east, while I was born, say a Gemini was rising from the east. So I'm a Gemini ascendant. Now, the Lord of the first house or the ascendant Lord becomes the most important planet in your chart. For anybody's chart, his or her ascendant Lord is the most important. Why? Because first house is the most important house. It is about you. It is about yourself, as I've explained before as well. So ascendant Lord becomes extremely important. And if ascendant Lord is well placed, then it can give amazing results. It's like analogy with cricket. It's like you have already scored 300 runs or 350 runs in 50 overs. Hence, it becomes pretty easy for the bowlers now to bowl the opposition out. So that's how Ascendant Lord is for you. Ascendant Lord is so important because if Ascendant Lord does well, it's like half the battle you have already won. So now let's discuss how does a Ascendant Lord does if it is placed in different houses. The first house lord or the ascendant lord does extremely well, or the best position for the ascendant lord is in the ninth house, in the 10th house, and in the 11th house. So these are the three houses where if ascendant lord is placed, it's really very good for you, irrespective of the sign. Of course, if the sign is good, if the sign is a sign where it is exalted or its own house, or for that matter a friendly planet's sign, then it's even better. But even if it's in an enemy sign or in a neutral sign, it will still give you good result if it is placed in ninth house, in 10th house, and in 11th house, because these are the three positions where it can give extremely good result. In ninth house, it can make somebody a very religious person. It can make your relationship with your father very very strong. It can make you fortunate. It can give you a lot of fortune, lot of luck, lot of well-being, right? So the luck will always be there with you. If it is in the 10th house, professionally you will do extremely well. Your career will be really good. Now, if it is in the 11th house, you will get a lot of monetary gains. You'll get a lot of good friend circles. You will get a lot of help from your siblings, particularly your elder brother. So it does extremely well if it is in the ninth house, 10th house, and 11th house, irrespective of sign. If the sign is supportive, then the strength of the planet only multiplies. It also does well. And these three are the best position for Lagna Lord. It also does well if it is placed in the first house. Ascendant Lord placed in its own house is also extremely good. But the only problem with first house lord being placed in first house is the person becomes extremely or a little more egoistic, a little more self-centered, a little he always think about himself. So if it is placed in the first house, then that can be slightly difficult because the person is becomes a little more egoistic and self-centered. But generally speaking, if ascendant lord is placed in the first house, that's a great position for the ascendant lord. The other houses where the ascendant lord does really well is in the fourth house, is in the fifth house, or in the seventh house, because these are also angle house and trine house. So it does really well. So if the first house lord is placed in any of the trines or in any of the angles or in 11th house, it does really well. it does extremely well. Then comes to other houses where you then need to see different things. Say, for example, in some houses, it is kind of neutral and it will depend on a lot of other factors. If first house is placed in the second house, if first house lord is placed in the third house, in these two houses, second house and third house, it is kind of neutral. So there you will need to see which are the planets which are aspecting the lagna lord, which are the planets which are in conjunct with the lagna lord, what kind of sign is the lagna lord placed, or in what kind of sign it is present. So those are the things which then you need to see, and then you will determine if it will give good result or bad result. Say, for example, in second house, if it is well supported, it will really do well for you. It will give you a lot of wealth, it will give you a lot of accumulated wealth, it will help you build your family. Your relatives and relations with your family will be very strong. But if it is combust, or it is aspected by difficult planets, or it is debilitated or in enemy sign, then there can be some challenges. Similarly with the third house. So second and third house are kind of neutral. Now, if first house lord is present in sixth house, eighth house, or 12th house, then that becomes quite difficult for a person, irrespective of the sign. Again, even if it is placed in a very good sign, even if it is placed in an exalted sign, or in its own house, it will still struggle if it is placed in the sixth house, eighth house, and 12th house. Of course, there are exceptions. For example, Mars. Mars does really well in sixth house. So if Mars is your lagna lord, say for example for a Scorpio ascendant, if Mars is in the sixth house, it will still give you good result because Mars naturally does well in the sixth house. So it won't be really difficult for you if Mars is present in the sixth house, for a Scorpio ascendant, for an Aries ascendant. Similarly, Saturn. So if Saturn is placed in, is your lagna lord and is placed in the third house, or for that matter in the sixth house, it'll do well because Saturn does well in third house and sixth house. But generally speaking, lagna lord placed in sixth house, eighth house, and 12th house can be challenging. Can have lots. You may have a lot of ups and downs in your career, or in your personal life. There can be a lot of ups and downs. It may be a little dicey if it is present in sixth house, eighth house, and 12th house. Now, in 12th house, the couple of good things, of course, are there for the ascendant lord to be placed in 12th house. One is you may go and settle abroad. You may go and live in a foreign land, so that's a good thing. The second is you may become highly spiritual because you yourself is placed in the house of moksha, or in the house of meditation or spirituality. So that can make a person spiritual. But then there are a lot of other difficult things associated with 12th house as well, as you're aware of, which is about loss, which is about jail, which is about hospital, which is about asylum, and which is about financial losses and other kind of losses. So lagna lord placed in 12th house can be difficult. Similarly with 8th and 6th, it's kind of difficult. So that's it, guys. I think when you're looking at your lagna lord, there are a lot of things which you need to analyze. But when you look only into lagna lord and try to find out, see where it is positioned. If it is positioned in 9th, 10th, and 11th, extremely good. If it is placed in the first house, fourth house, fifth house, or seventh house, that is also very good. If it is placed in the second house and third house, then you need to see other things because that's where it is kind of neutral. Finally, if it is placed in the sixth, eighth, and 12th house, generally speaking, it's difficult for the lagna lord, for the most important planet, to be placed in difficult houses like sixth, eighth, and 12th can make your life a little difficult. I have covered the lagna lord today. In the next video, I'll be talking about the second house lord. But one more thing before I end this video is that you also need to see where is your lagna lord placed in your D9 chart or in other charts, because lagna lord becomes a very important planet for you in all the divisional chart as well. So if, say for example, I am a Cancer ascendant, I need to see where is my moon placed in D9, where is my moon placed in D10, where is my moon placed in D7. If I'm looking into things related to my children, then I will be looking into D7 chart, and the lagna lord of D1 also plays a very important role in D7. So you need to see where is it placed in D7. If you want to look into your love, marriage, and relationship and other thing, then you need to see where is the Lucknow Lord placed or the Ascendant Lord placed in the D9 chart. So all those things needs to be analyzed when you're looking at your Ascendant Lord. Thank you guys. That's it for this video. If you like my video, please do share it. Please subscribe to my channel so that you can get notification whenever I publish a new video. Take care. Tata. Bye bye.